In this video, I'll be checking out the Car TV Mate Max from Ottocast. This is very similar to the Car TV Mate Pro with the additional functionality of wireless Android Auto on top of the wireless CarPlay functionality too. So if you're looking for wireless CarPlay or Android Auto plus TV HDMI input functionality, then this adapter might be for you. Okay, let's check out what comes inside the box. Okay, so here's what you get inside the box. You get a paper instruction manual. You get the Ottocast TV Mate Max adapter, and you get a small USB-C to USB-A adapter for more modern CarPlay ports. So looking over the adapter then, it's pretty much exactly the same as the Car TV Mate Pro. The differences that you'll find is basically in the software inside the adapter itself. As for the hardware, there is really no change. There's the USB-A input port to basically charge devices from. And then we have the HDMI port, which you can connect HDMI devices such as a Fire Stick, a Google Chromecast, or you can even connect your iPhone over HDMI to Lightning or HDMI to USB-C and play your video content directly from the device that way instead of using AirPlay, for example. So there's lots of benefits here. Let's get this plugged in and see how well it performs. So I'll see you there. Right, so we're in the barn and we've got the Car TV Mate Max here ready to get plugged in. We're going to connect up our USB adapter, get this plugged in and see how quickly it takes to boot up. So I'm going to plug it in now. It's going to detect Apple CarPlay first rather than Android Auto. And now we're into the main menu interface. It's a little bit grainy. It's not the best. We'll get this connected to the IP config menu and see if we've got any updates. But here we've got some settings here where you can have default startup. That's new over the Pro model, which just had CarPlay and HDMI. So we can have either none, or you can go straight into CarPlay functionality, or you can go straight into HDMI functionality. At the moment it's set to none, so we do see that menu, and we'll test those two abilities later on. You've got a button here to take us back to the main menu. And then back to the main menu, you've got the options to choose whether you want to go straight into CarPlay or Android Auto, or you've got here, you can go straight into the HDMI functionality. Let's just quickly dabble with this first. So we've got the CarPlay or Android Auto functionality. Right now, it's not really hard to tell what it's trying to connect to, whether it's Android Auto or CarPlay. We're in CarPlay now. Let's just do a curveball and connect our Android device. So see if it reboots and has to go that way. So we're going to go into our Bluetooth settings. So we tap the option on the Bluetooth page, living pair. Says it's connecting. Now we're into Android Auto, nice and quick. Music's resumed, that's all good. It's a little bit fuzzy over native. We've got some fairly responsiveness. It's not doing it too badly. We are picked up here, but it's not interacting with my heads-up display as it would do natively. This seems okay. No real pinch and zoom, but it does have that functionality where you can double tap to zoom in and out. Let me recenter. It's not really detecting us in the right way in terms of GPS pass-through, at least for Android Auto. And let's try out some audio. The audio delay is not too bad actually. It looks good. I'll just say that just Android is just generally just slightly a bit more fuzzier in terms of its video stream from the phone wirelessly to the display. Let's do a call test. Hello? 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 Call quality, okay. I think I've heard better, but the call delay is actually insignificant. It actually is a very good performing one on its delay. Pass for that, I would say. So that's Android Auto. Let's just quickly check Waze, see how Waze looks and performs. Again, not pointing me in the right direction. You can see it's slightly blurry or fuzzy. Definitely lower quality stream rather than how native would do it on the actual wireless on this car. But that's Android Auto. Now let's fire up wireless CarPlay. We're going to disconnect our Android phone. So that's the Android hook unhooked. And now we've got the ability to connect to CarPlay now. So we're going to do this on our iPhone. Pair and allow.
and then connect. The little icon's gone orange and green. Stop that for copyright reasons. And so we're straight into CarPlay. Audio is resumed. I'd say the quality is okay, actually. I'd say better than Android Auto. And in terms of its navigation, it's a little bit laggy there. It's not the best, but you are getting a compromise with more functionality with the HDMI. So you have to compromise somewhere. Let's go into navigation. It's a little bit, I think it looks washed out than normal. Let's just go into navigation. It's not pointing me the right way, so no GPS pass-through. It's also not, let's just try navigation a minute. Yeah, it's not passing through to my heads-up display. Yes, it is. It is now. So a little bit of a delay there, but it actually is doing that, so that's fine. Let's try out some audio.
God damn.
Slight delay in the audio touch and the feedback, but that's kind of expected through CarPlay. But that's generally, sounds okay though. And also the wheel controls work backwards and forwards. See if we can trigger Siri. Send an audio message to test. Hi, this is Anthony from CarPlayLife.com, and this is an audio test using the Ottocast TV Mate Max, and this is an audio test. Sounds good. Uses the microphone from my car. Happy with that. Let's do a call test. Hello?
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 Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Okay, good call quality. Very little lag. Happy with that as well. So that's CarPlay and Android Auto in a nutshell, really. Performs well-ish. It's not the best, but you are getting the compromise of the HDMI functionality from this adapter. If you don't have wireless in your car, I would say it probably does an okay job, at least for CarPlay. Android Auto, you could probably get a little bit better with a more dedicated adapter. But if you are after that HDMI functionality on top of this for video playback and things like that, then it's not a bad compromise. You're not really getting the worst that there is. We can check out if we got a IP config menu. Yep, we do. And here it is. You've got factory restore. Again, some very basic options here. You've got audio streaming modes, delayed start, and that's it. So not very good. It is running the latest. There should have updates over air as well at some point, but not currently at this time of filming. So very limited options, and that explains why there's no GPS pass-through support. There's no option for that at all. We can tap on this to go back to the main system of the adapter. We've got CarPlay still running. I can jump back in there. But I'm going to go back to here and set this to auto boot into CarPlay just to see what the timing is for that. So we're going to jump into CarPlay again. Just quickly go back there just to make sure that setting is applied. Yeah. Jump back in here. Take out the adapter. Just going to cancel everything. Go plug it in now. Now you do have kind of like a menu there. So if you've got auto resume off, you might be able to select that phone, that device.
A few moments later.
Can we tap these? No. But that's into CarPlay. Fairly quick, actually. I'll be happy with that. And that's the auto booting functionality. Now, I'll do that a bit later on Android Auto. You can see what that is as well for auto boot time. But let's jump into HDMI. So we're now looking for an HDMI signal from the adapter. So first things first, say you're in, you want to just connect your phone really and play YouTube video on your CarPlay display. So to do that, we've got a HDMI to USB-C for my iPhone 16 Pro here. You can get the Lightning version of this as well. And we basically going to connect this to our phone and see how well we can play YouTube. So we've got the adapter here. We're going to plug in the end of the HDMI into that. That's now connected. Now we're going to connect up the USB-C end into the phone and see how quickly it takes to appear on the display. That's how long it takes to get onto the display. And then you can see the responsiveness of that feed. Now, bear in mind, it's scaling it all the way down. So it is quite pixelated-ish. It's not pin sharp because it is scaling it down. But I'm going to go into YouTube You can see the frame rate's not brilliant, so I'm not holding up my hopes here. And we're going to try out a talky bit of the content. So let's go into this one here. So it's now using AirPlay on the phone. So we can hit play here.
It's very similar to another adapter that I've...
I'm going to go to the very end where I'm talking.
So, like the other adapter that I thought this would be a duplicate of, it's actually been discontinued. So if you are into having a physical button to quickly switch between adapters for multi-use, then...
So I'd say the frame rate's not there. It could be a lot better, specifically from HDMI. We're currently running at 480p. I'm going to whack that up. I'm going to do high picture quality, and I'm going to change the advanced mode to 1080p 60, and then we're going to play it again.
Just for that physical button. It does make swapping between devices a little bit easier, especially if both of you are getting in the car at the same time. Another thing you could try is actually try on Amazon and see if it's any cheaper or even available there. They did say
so the frame rate is still not there. The lip sync is good though, and I will try the test stream on Twitch. Audio's not kicking in. There you go. It took a while for the audio to sync in. So that explains why the sync is okay, but you can see that it's not a smooth process here. So you are losing lots of frames for that stream to catch up. And I think for casual viewing, it's all right, but I think you could do better with an AI box for sure. But considering you're not having to log into other devices or have to worry about hotspotting or worrying about connecting up another SIM card or anything like that, it's all on your phone here. You just literally plug it in and you can start watching some YouTube content. The only downside is you won't be able to play any copyrighted content. So for example, if I were to go into, say, Netflix and I resume this content, it says the content is not supported. Now, I am on a lower tier. Usually that means that it isn't supported. But what I can do, I can upgrade my tier. So now we are on standard. And if I go back to Netflix and restart that Netflix app. So I'm now connected there. Now if I go to my account, you can see I'm on standard HD. And if I go back to that same video content I was about to play and resume and press play, it now works. So let's go back.
The overtake on Valtteri created this spark and this tension between the two of us.
That was committed, it was brilliant!
Okay, so we got stereo. It's in sync pretty much, but you can see that the frame rate's not there and the quality is quite low. It's streaming off my phone at 5G. You can see here that it's quite pixelated. Usually that's quite sharp, especially when you're watching on an AI box. And I would say, again, like YouTube, if you're casually watching, it's not bad, but it could be a better frame rate and it could be a higher quality of the stream from the HDMI. I don't think it's the cable, because I've had better qualities off this cable on a CarPlay display. So it's definitely not that. So it is the adapter that's causing this connection and the quality of what you're seeing on the display. But the good thing is Netflix works using the adapter and an HDMI cable. Usually the content would not work, but because it's AirPlaying it, or it's treating it like you're AirPlaying it to an Apple TV, it seems to work. Here we have VLC app running off the iPhone. You got the AirPlaying option there. You can stop it and start it there. Again, frame rate is suffering a little bit. We can try the different enhancements of the screen. But you can see the limitation of the Ottocast adapter, and it's not really allowing it to go full width on the display here we got here. You've got a few different ratios, but it's not really allowing us to make it go full screen, which it could easily do, but it's not allowing us to do that. As for general quality, seems okay, nice and sharp actually. It's processing it a little bit better than Netflix and YouTube. This is a 1080p video, and just unfortunately it's not full screen. And lastly, we've got Plex. You can just go into a trailer here, see if it all plays through okay. Yep.
I am Steve. As a child, I yearned for the mines, but something always got in the way.
Yeah, That's not too bad. Plays okay, plays full screen, but it's not full screen. We can see if we can change that in the playback settings. It doesn't look like we can. Playing audio and stereo, it does sound good. Yeah, it's just not playing at its full ratio, put it that way. VLC on the iOS is a lot better at that, but you can see that the Ottocast is cropping it into this like window, and that's quite a trait of the TV Mate. All the way from the original Pro and Max seems to have this crop on the display, which is a little bit unfortunate.
This place makes no sense.
Don't I know it?
Yeah, it's just suffering a little bit from some of that frame rate drop on the adapter. So disconnecting HDMI there, and we've now go back to the signal, and then we can then come back and you can go straight in, and we've got CarPlay still connected and running in the background, so that's really nice to see as well. So the Ottocast Car TV Mate Max retails for $84 directly from their store, and I might have a coupon code as well, so that's why you might see that price a little bit lower. And I'll leave links down below so you can learn more about this adapter, support the channel, and buy yourself one. You can also have it on Amazon.com for a lot more. It's about $119 right now from certain sellers. I don't think it actually is directly from Ottocast themselves. Overall, a good box that kind of delivers, not to its fullest potential. You can see that it actually boots up into CarPlay and Android Auto totally fine, and it has HDMI connection alongside it, so you don't have to reboot the adapter. That's really, really nice to see. The only downside is it's not actually doing a solid performance in CarPlay or Android Auto, and it's not doing a solid performance in the HDMI. So it's kind of a jack of all trades, a master of none. But if you are after that functionality and you are up for those compromises of quality as well as the drop of frame rates on HDMI, then you've got that to consider as well. Now you can obviously plug in other HDMI devices into this adapter, not just a phone. You can actually plug in like a Steam Deck, or you could plug in a Switch, PC, console, anything like that. It's gonna allow you to display it, but do bear in mind that that feed comes with lots of frame drops. It's not going to be baby smooth, so bear that in mind, because at the end of the day it's not going to give you a smooth experience. So anything like gaming, I probably wouldn't even go there, and that's why I'm not even featuring it in this video. That I don't think the actual quality is actually going to be that good in gaming. But for casual viewing, for YouTube, applications that work over AirPlay, because it seems to use that functionality to play and get past that copyright restriction that you normally would get on a phone over HDMI, then I think it's actually not a bad compromise. Those compromises obviously comes with that higher price tag over a smaller wireless adapter. If you just want the wireless functionality, then I would definitely still recommend a wireless adapter. But if you do want that extra ability to stream from your phone and watch YouTube on your display if you're charging your car, for example, then it's not a bad experience, but you are suffering with that lower quality. So maybe the next generation of this adapter might improve on those, and I really do think they should focus on those areas, as well as beef up the CarPlay functionality as well. So if you don't want to go down the AI box route and you do want more simplicity of just connecting up the phone onto a HDMI adapter cable, and you can live with these compromises of quality and performance, then do consider checking out this adapter. All right, I hope you found this video helpful. If it has, give us a big thumbs up and let me know down below if you have any questions about this adapter from Ottocast, and I'll do my best to answer them. If you enjoy the content and you'd like to support the channel, you can do so by hitting that super thanks button on YouTube, or check out the description down below for a link to buy me a coffee. I really appreciate it. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.